Grand Rising. Good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you. And I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. Now, I've thought about this long and hard, and certain parts of this I'm just not going to get off into, as I already told y'all, when it comes down to the politics. Please believe there's a lot of politics connected to this. If you've seen the thumbnail already, you already know what this is about. Generation that I come, up out of, that I was raised in, we believe that women deal with the women, men deal with the men. So because there is a woman in the midst of all of this, I'm going to deal with the woman who was dealing with all the men. And her name is Tammy COWENS. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, you may not have known who she was, may not have heard her name, or if you heard her name in passing, it was no big deal. Well, thanks to 50 Cent, we're learning a lot more about who she is. He's stating that he's going to put out a documentary. He's going to help us learn more about the actual relationship between Big Meech and Tammy COWENS, and how Big Meech is supposed to be a snitch via Tammy COWENS. Now, we'll have to wait around and watch everything to see how this plays out. So without any further ado, y'all, excuse my bald head fingertips. Y'all know I hate coming on this camera like this, but I feel like it's appropriate nonetheless. So let's tap into the energy of Tammy COWENS. Let's find out more about this woman and what her tie is to all the men that she's dealt with. This may take a little time, so just let this one ride, because I think this one is going to be a long one. Alrighty, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides of the highest heavenly order, show me the energy around Tammy COWENS. Show me the type of person she is, her character. What is her nature? Please and thank you. Interesting enough, first card out the deck is Strength in reverse. You would think that someone, sorry about that, you would think that someone that's connected to this type of situation would be a commanding type energy, a very strong personality. But this is someone who can fold under pressure, someone who can, literally, they're showing me what looks to be like, I want to say like clay, almost like architectural clay. So she can be molded. Got it. So she's someone that's pliable. She can be molded. Also, with that Strength in reverse, notice the woman is caressing this man's mane. So she's someone that, is a charmer. And you have to be careful, because with this woman charming this lion, she could also help to overthrow powerful people, which, you're an informant. That is definitely a part of the job. Yeah, fold under pressure, hands down. Ten of Wands coming out next, okay? And notice you have these two I don't know if they're iguanas, but these are two, cold-blooded individuals, two cold-blooded species, okay? So when the going gets tough, she's not someone who can be considered, a person with the waterworks. She can turn on you real quick as soon as things get tough. So 50 better be careful. Yeah, long as it doesn't jeopardize her stability. Okay, so here it is. I'm looking at an opportunity that came out of somebody having their back against the wall after being betrayed, after being overthrown. So, Spirit guys, is this talking about her with Meech? Or is somebody else? Because you got a hangman here. So it's like, offering the help that doesn't help, if that makes sense. Seeing someone with their back against the wall, pretty much limited resources to a certain extent for what it is that they want to do or feel that they need to do. And you're coming in to help this person out who has the weight of the world on their shoulders, who has so much against them that is too much to carry. And at the time, it's like this is a very kind offer. Or at least this is how it appears to be. Yeah, the Truth card. You came in what appeared to be, all truth. So, believe it or not, King of Cups, this represents the water sign. 50's going to have to be real careful with this hot potato. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because it's like, okay, I want to come forward and tell you everything, tell you the truth, tell you what's going on. Honey, she's good. She's very good at what she does. Allegedly. I'm hearing the word siren. And if you know anything about, mermaids and sirens and the calls and sounds of the sea, it's always said that if you ever hear the call of a siren, never answer it, because she'll take you out too deep to swim and you'll never be seen or heard from again. So apparently, allegedly, whatever. Okay, it looks like she decided to confide in 50 about the family and the making of the show. And it started off with a professional relationship. But here's an overlay for an underplay. Here's a part that he didn't see coming. The Wounded Warrior. The Hierophant. So, like I said, 50's going to have to be careful because this is what she does. This is what she's good at. Hierophant represents the highest judge of the land, represents, the highest judicial department of the land. And then the Wounded Warrior is someone who's been through things over and over and over again, and they persevere because they don't give up. So it feels like she's the type that's sent in for their harder or their hardest cases, because she's able to do things that others can't, won't, or don't, allegedly. So you got the Emperor here, and the Emperor can be a very, you know, very strong-minded person, a person that is in control. So these are the type of men that she's accustomed to affixing herself to. Very powerful men who are in the head of things, men that are champions in whatever type of business they decide to be a part of. And she comes in with this energy of the Empress, okay? And the Empress is like all of the queens in the deck wrapped up into one. So just think, if somebody presents themselves, you know, under the energy of being every woman, a Jill of all trades, there's nothing that she can't do. She's beautiful, she's smart, you know, she can throw it back, she can cook, she can, you know, balance budgets. It's like she's a utility knife, so to speak. And that's interesting, because it's like she finds wherever there's a gap, and she fills the gap with whatever she might need to get close to whomever. This is very interesting, because I never thought I would see this dynamic between her and 50. But I mean, 50's just a person. Yes, he's very intelligent. You know, he's one of the few people to do a collaboration with Robert Greene for the 50 Laws of Power. But whether you read Sun Tzu, The Art of War, the 48 Laws of Power, the 50 Laws of Power, the Art of Attraction, you name it, until you can find an antidote for the human experience, being extremely tactical, it will get you far. But in these types of situations, you're dealing with someone who studies body language. She studies vocal inflections. She makes herself very aware of whomever she's around, and she studies them, takes a lot of mental notes. There's never a time that she's around you that she's not taking notes. She literally is a walking surveillance camera. Before I go any further, this reading is for entertainment purposes. All things said are alleged. Allegedly, okay? So, it looks like a interesting meeting of the minds here between her and 50, because she knows how to play her role. She knows when to play the damsel in distress, and she knows when to turn it up and be the person that can come through to save the day, depending on what the situation is, because it looks like she really has studied human behavior down to a science. So it looks like two chess players are sitting here at the table. Tell me more. Yeah. And see, she's made a lot of money throughout the years being a third party, relaying messages, even possibly going out to parties. I don't know how she got involved in this type of work, but Queen of Coins is someone who's very stable, okay, very financially taken care of. And it seems like, you know, somehow, some way, she's become very effective at being in this energy until now. Now, it looks like this is going to make her money and get her attention to tell this story, but show me the downside of it. Show me the downside of it. Yeah, she's manifesting having to move forward due to having to possibly either get some very strong defense attorneys, or even having to worry about protecting and defending herself. Now, interesting enough, allegedly, okay, if she has to be relocated, everything that she works for, everything that she's ever done, everything that means anything to her, trying to redeem herself, even if it is by snitching yet again, she loses all of that. Okay, so allegedly, hot off the press. So we've got the independent woman here at the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Pentacles. And we got that she got a second chance at life by escaping a toxic situation that could have put her in jail. So this is how she got off into this, allegedly. She was facing time and was able to avoid time because she was given an offer to, I want to say communicate, but not just communicate, to cooperate. So I wonder what in the world could have been on her jacket for her to end up on this type of radar, because this feels like she was into something major a long time ago, like long before she ever met Meech. This almost feels like this is her job, like she's a honeypot for the government. Yeah, so here it is. It was a wish fulfillment of hers to expose the truth about Meech and their relationship, or what she calls the truth attached to their relationship, so that it would bring happier times for her. Something that she feels that the family was being very, very stubborn about, that they wouldn't give way on when it comes to financial stability. But it looks like, baby girl, the only stability you was worried about was your own. Because this is the type of person that comes in the energy of love and light, and then next thing you know, the lights get turned off. Y'all better stop trusting people because they cute and light skinned. Yeah. So, Wounded Warrior falling over the King of Coins and the Wheel of Fortune. This woman has done very, very well throughout the years, considering what's been attached to her name. And I keep getting this over and over again, y'all, that she plays the damsel in distress. Like she loves to flip everything on its axis. She makes these men feel needed. Like she hit them with some real player pimp shit. Okay? She makes them feel manly. She makes them feel needed and turns that somehow, some way, she turns that and twists that until she gets them in her grasp. And because these are very powerful, analytical men, they use logic, but they don't know what to do with the heart space. Okay? So if you think about people being very, very intelligent, book smart, everybody that is book smart, everybody that is highly intelligent is not, I repeat, is not emotionally evolved and intelligent. And this feels like this is where her strong point is. She plays in gray areas with emotions and this damsel in distress energy. It's like she's the ultimate walking Madonna whore complex. For those who are very close to their mothers, she will do whatever it takes to appear to be the young lady that you take home to your mother. For those that have mommy issues, she meets you where you are, allegedly. She got that game like the Dance of the Seven Veils. And this ends up being the hangman for these very, very prominent men. That's why this falls under the Emperor, because she taps into whatever it is that makes them feel like they need to protect her. And this is how she gets them, in their feelings. But this is how it always ends. 5 of Cups, public disgrace, humiliation, regret, remorse. Because when they all find out what really is going on, they figure it out. They figure out this was all a show, this was all an act. And she does y'all, when I tell you this woman needs an Oscar. She needs an Oscar. She could be an EGOT winner, I'm telling you. Because the way that they're showing me how she uses her emotional intelligence, her EQ is through the roof. She's very, very manipulative, but she's smart. This is the type of person that will get caught and start crying to make you feel bad for her. And before you know it, you don't even know what the hell you still mad about, or if you mad about what you thought you were mad about. But she might be running out of steam with 50, because he's got the right amount of petty. Yeah, she wants to go in a new direction and start a new business opportunity. And that's what it feels like is really behind this documentary. Give me more information on what this turn and twist of events really have to do with. What is this? Why is she looking for a new financial venture to join into? Okay, so she knows this show is coming to a rest. So I want to say, was that the Screenwriters Guild, when they went on strike and it was the whole unionized thing, and the industry, pretty much was on pause. There was a long hiatus. Nobody knew what was going to happen. She started thinking about how to move forward, what to do from here. And it feels like somehow, some way, there was a plan that was concocted, hatched some kind of way. It started during this time, because she knew the time was wrapping up with this show. Now, I am a person that watched BMF for sure. Um, I can tell you for a fact, it started to get like they were running out of ideas for the show, because the Henrietta character, I don't know what part of Bankhead they found her in, but baby, that's not Detroit. So now that she knows this opportunity is getting ready to wrap up, she's looking for a new opportunity. Walk me through this. What happens from there? So here it is. Because she is, you know, an attractive woman. So Queen of Wands, here it is. She's with her womanly wilds, and she's able to, how can I say this? Because I don't want to just say cast an illusion. That's not the way that I want to say this. She's able to paint a picture in such a way, okay, that it always helps her when it comes to developing stability, okay. So here it is. You got the Ace of Swords here over the Sun. Like I said, she wanted to expose, you know, what she feels is her truth, so that she can have happier times, or happier times would come out of her exposing this truth. But something has to end for something to begin. So she knew she had to destroy somebody, either way it goes, to get what she wants out of this situation. And it looks like it was over money and visibility with this family. But I want to be sure. Explain this to me, please, and thank you. Yeah, there's secrets attached to the residuals, some kind of money that's supposed to be coming to the family. It feels like somebody from the family wanted to sit down and renegotiate the terms and conditions of this agreement. And this is when she went full-blown Queen of Swords, honey. You know, because like I said, she's very intelligent. This is a highly intellectual person. She's not just devious, she's smart. So now it's to the point to where, okay, do we have to get lawyers involved? It shouldn't even be all of this. You know, we should be better than this. When I tell you, the battle of the minds between her and 50 are through the charts. And then here you go. You got the King of Coins here, who is the Wounded Warrior, which represents Meech. How did he become the Wounded Warrior and the King of Coins? Yeah, through an unrequited offer. Now he has, you know, high anxiety ever since this whole exposing you, because this is definitely exposure. This is the truth. The Sun represents total exposure to bring somebody to an end, a final end. So this was meant to be the death blow. It was definitely created to be that way, period. There's, you know, no second guessing or anything of that nature. This was supposed to be the coup de grace, and it looks like this was planned out to happen because there was some kind of renegotiation, and she don't want to give up her power, allegedly. Yeah, so you got heartbreak here. This hangman brings heartbreak. But I hope 50 knows what he's playing with, because it looks like he's got his very own Desiree Perez. And for those that have been watching me for a while, you know my spirit guides call her Cut a Deal Des. And they both work in the same line of work, before and after. So yeah, it was heartbreak over, this money, this brand, the branding that would bring future money. It feels like this all comes out of the Flannery family wanting to renegotiate the terms and conditions. Meech wanting to sit down at the table. It's like, hey, I let you take care of things while I was locked up. I'm no longer locked up. I need to be a part of these meetings and these decisions. And the percentage that I'm getting, this ain't enough. So for all of y'all that keep saying, oh, I'm with whoever, this comes down to loyalty. I see not a pinch of loyalty on this table. Okay? This is not about loyalty. This is about money. This is about being able to keep control over money. And this is about using what you got to get what you want. I haven't seen loyalty yet. Yeah. So here it is. You got the justice card and you've got, this high anxiety. So she's accustomed to people being shook around her because she works with the Justice Department. But this is where the Justice Department can't get involved. They can't help her. So you exposed yourself publicly as a CI. So there is no getting involved in civil matters that have to do with what appears to be two civilians attached to civilian business. So yeah, this goes to court. Lawyers get to looking over the documentation. And like I said, he signed paperwork over to you while he was locked up due to the way that the law is. He could not conduct any business on his own behalf. So he needed someone to be able to conduct business for him. And she exploited this. She sure did. She jumped on this and exploited it for all it was worth. Now that everybody's out in the open, everybody said what they felt like they needed to say, where are things going to go from here? Show me where things are going to go from here. You got the devil here, and you got the Three of Wands. So he's realizing, Meech is realizing he made a deal with the devil. But it's like everything is on hold. Everybody's trying to consider their side of the equation while they wait for this to work out. So you got a collaboration here, and it looks like what the problem is that she's playing both sides of the fence, as she has been known to do legally and in life. And this is showing me that her bigger problem is wanting to be able to collaborate versus I got full control over this situation without you. It appears that Meech was even still willing to collaborate with her and 50, right? And this is where 50 is going to have to be careful. She is greedy, downright gluttonous. She didn't want to change the terms and conditions where she get less when she knows she doesn't even deserve to get what she gets. Because it feels like even that came out of some type of blackmail. But we'll see. And what she'll do to him, a man who she claims has been her bestie for almost 30 years, Curtis, don't think it can't be you. Don't be as foolish as Jay while you making fun of him. Yeah. And see, this is what it is. She wants creative control. She wants to continue to keep our licensing, to be able to birth and to bring things into fruition the way that she wants to by herself, even if she has to do it by hook or crook. She never could be trusted in the first place. She always has a overlay for an underlay. This is the backdoor queen. See, she didn't just get off into this because she had a case pending and she had to do what she had to do to stay out of court. No, this is really her demeanor. Yeah. So what the family didn't see is that this was a plan the whole time. The overlay for the underplay, the backdoor card, Seven of Swords, is always the card of evil doing, manipulation, you know, like 3-card Monty. Somebody showing you one thing and juking you into another. And it always was going to end in public humiliation and scrutiny. So she felt like what she could do is ruin his name, kill his name in the streets, make money off of ruining his name, while using that as a stepping stone to create the new life for her by telling us how she's the wounded warrior and how she went through all of this with this profitable man that brought her unto these unfortunate circumstances. And you know, some of the folks who hear this might be lame enough to believe her story. Just might be. But for the most part, she's underestimating the intelligence and the emotional IQ of those who will watch, study, and investigate. I know she knows this because she's played both sides of the fence her whole life. Whether she's infiltrating people's crews to snitch on them, or she's laying up with investigators and getting cases thrown out. You may be able to fool a couple of people, sweetheart, but you're not going to fool everybody. And a lot more street people are more intelligent than you think. I don't think anybody told her this. We're going off into the age of accountability. Yeah. And see, she wants to appear as this person with this big, warm, beautiful heart. You know, my intuition, and, you know, I'm just so caring and loving, and I'll do anything to help the people I love type energy. Queen of Cups can also be the Scorpion Queen. I don't know this lady's birthday. Hold on, let's be nosy and check. Let's see what Miss Google got to say. And her name is trending in the algorithm, which lets you know a lot of people are looking her up now. Okay, let's see. It's saying she's 53. I'm trying to... All I need is her actual birthday, not her workup. Okay, it says uploaded December 6th. Just in case y'all see this. Doesn't mean that's her actual birthday. So I keep seeing December 6th, which would make her a Sagittarius, a fire sign. So that definitely would have her as the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands is a fire sign. So, okay, so totally making sense about her personality and how she moves and shakes the room. Okay, she's definitely a fire sign, because she's doing a lot more with less than anybody else could. Yeah, so it's like when I say heartbreak, when the message comes in, like, and this is why she's so cold-blooded, because she's used to this. She's done this over and over and over again. Rinse, wash, repeat. It ain't nothing to her when people go down. It's like, okay, well, I was just doing my job. Men, this is why you got to listen to Belle Biv DeVoe. They say never trust a big butt and a smile. That you got to think further beyond your attraction, because this is how she gets these men. You know, she's nice to look at, and she plays, you know, whatever role these men need her to play at that moment, and that can become, you know, enticing and addictive when, you know, you make a man feel wanted or needed by playing whatever the role is that he needs you to play. But this is showing me that this isn't going to work out the way that she wants it to work out. 50, I can't feel sorry for you on this either. Because, I mean, it's one thing for you to take swipes at Meech because you feel some type of way, but you're still aligning yourself with the snitch. So how do you align yourself with a CI to expose somebody else for being a snitch? You're still the same guy who worked with the Flores twins, who turned government informant with the Sinaloa cartel. So you have a history of working with snitches, with CIs. So for me, it's kind of ironic that you would allow yourself to be a part of this, because you let this woman spin you. You let her play on you, and you didn't even realize it. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to court and this, you know, ends up, you know, going to like one of the highest courts of the land. So if this goes to like federal court or, you know, the Supreme Court or something like that, do not be surprised, because she's not going to turn over these life rights. She got him anyway by playing in his face. You know, why, you know, give you anything back in good faith when I never came to the table in good faith in the first place? This is definitely a Sagittarius woman. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to laugh. But Knight of Wands, yeah, she was willing to throw that ass in the circle to get what she needs, because she knows if you can handle these men, the little head and the big head, baby, they'll do whatever it is that you want them to do, because she's playing a role. She's never been herself with any of these men. She's played a role. That's why she's never devastated when it's time to walk away. I never really gave you the real me. And see, she's gonna have to be very careful with the way that they go about this, because she's gonna face judgment, and people are going to come for her in a way that she didn't expect. Because at the end of the day, if you're calling Meech a rat and you are a rat as a career, this is what you have been possibly through several lifetimes. Why would anybody side with you while throwing him under the bus? Street culture means get rid of the both of you, not embrace you and get rid of him. So it's just, it's interesting. It's interesting nonetheless. Yeah. So here it is. You decided to pull something when he decided to walk away, and you needed the whole world to see it. I'm going to call it, everybody. This was about business, nothing more, nothing less. It feels like Meech wanted to renegotiate the terms and conditions of their agreement. He wanted to take over. Listen, I'm back home now. I can run my own business. It's been real. And she like, no. I'm not turning over all this back to you. Yeah. So here it is. Now it's like she goes from, well, I was helping you when your back was against the wall, to him having to defend himself against her, which is a huge tower. This came out of nowhere. Like, wow. Like, after all this I've been through, you know, all this that's being said about me, whatever would have you, this is what you decide to do. Like, you would have never even had the opportunity to do what you're doing right now if I would have never allowed you to. Yeah. So it looks like I said, you know, this comes down to business. Like, nothing personal, strictly business. You know, due to the way that my stability is set up, I'm going to have to go into a new direction. And yeah, you do what you got to do. The fool, take a leap of faith. So just damn. This is why you got to be a thinker, everybody. Even in the street, the most dangerous people in the street are the thinkers. When you see those old people out at the park that play chess, take a moment to sit down and talk to those people. Because they think all day, and they watch, they think, and they process. And it takes someone who's very, very good at playing chess to look at her, see her, assess her, and know exactly what she's coming to the table with. Because it ain't hard to tell. I mean, she used her looks to get her everywhere that she's gotten up until now. But she's going to need more than that to get through this potential legal battle. Because if there is another movie house that is ready to shoot this movie, and they don't mind helping to put a little elbow grease behind, you know, getting these lawyers motivated to look over the documents for the terms and agreements of her getting his lifetime rights, they'll do what they need to do to make the money off of this, to make this, you know, box office blockbuster. Even if they decide to do their own documentary on this situation to show you who she really is. Yeah. And see, this is where the tower comes in for 50. Because now you got to realize that you got yourself caught up in her web. You're no different than everybody else that she's played on and played with throughout the years. Yep. You took a leap of faith on dealing with her, trying to iron out the details, the gray areas, trying to figure out how to make this whole thing happen. But now some other truth can come to light that could bring everything to an end that she's trying to do. Because she's got to realize a lot of the industry, take Big Meech out the equation, a lot of the industry have very interesting friends that are in the streets. People are already on pins and needles. They don't want to be around no snitches, nobody that can put them in a situation where they end up Diddy-like, if you get what I'm saying. So she's not going to be able to successfully go and work out in Hollywood the way that she wants to, because, call it what you want, but nobody really likes a snitch. And see, here she is, very aggressive. Also, it's kind of interesting because it's like, to see her, she comes off very feminine, soft and yielding, but she can be very masculine and aggressive. And see, this is the part that messes her up, because she will push a hard line without considering if this is something that she should be playing with. It's like giving an 18-year-old a brand new car with over 500 horses under the engine and hoping on everything you love that they don't wreck that car in the first couple of weeks. Like, this is what happens when she gets into this energy, okay? Because like I said, she can be cold-blooded, she can be masculine, and she turns off one part of herself when she's working. So when she's with these men, Ace of Wands represents a phallic symbol. She gets in these men's heads before she gets in their beds, and then she plays with them. She plays a very cold-hearted, calculated game. And she's done this throughout the years, like, juggling them, having plenty of them, until her work is done. Public humiliation, scrutiny, regret. So 8 of Cups, it's like she's running out of options over the 7 of Cups, not knowing how to move forward with this, what to do. Yeah, Ace of Wands. The World. Tammy, this is what this is really all about. You want to control over somebody's you want to control over somebody's manhood, we'll say that. You want to control over their life and over their manhood, and this person closed the cycle on you. Romantically and business-wise. Because one thing about Meech that he realized that 50 is about to realize is you only tell them what you need to know, not what they want to know. And if they blowing smoke up your ass, you make sure you blow smoke up theirs too. Until this person's services is no longer needed. She didn't see the day coming that Meech was no longer going to need her services. Or even want them. But what can you expect? The Hierophant. Anytime anybody deals with you, this is who shows up. Law enforcement. You're like a black widow spider. No sooner You get a hold to that man, it's curtains. You destroy him, but you do it in the name of the law. So I'm going to end this here so that I can get this uploaded today. Y'all, like I said, I didn't want to get off into the politics between these men, because that can get really messy. I wanted to understand the woman who caused everybody to be a politician. All I can say is, baby girl, you've been working your D-girl magic for a very long time. Just make sure when it's all said and done that you don't end up playing checkers while everybody else is playing chess. Because you're not going to be able to get away with what you've been doing all these years for much longer. Y'all, let me get off this camera. Hopefully I get my nails done today. If not, it's whatever. I'll see y'all soon. This has been an interesting look into Tammy COWENS. And it's weird, because it's not to say that she doesn't have any feelings, she doesn't have any emotions. But I will say this. The way that she uses emotions should be considered military. Okay? Somebody really needs to study this. Because she manipulates masculine energy like no other that I've ever seen. If we were at the Players Ball, she would be the bottom bitch of the year. Because she just that cold with it. She just happens to be a bottom bitch for Uncle Sam. Good old law enforcement. Y'all, I'm done with this reading. This reading is adjourned. See y'all next time. Have a good night. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.